Hello everybody, welcome to another knockoff review. Thanks to the team at TF Direct. Today we're taking a look at the latest offering from Legendary Toys. They're very strange offering from them, in my opinion. Today we're taking a look at the LT-03. It's a pretty much 1-1 KO of Maketoys Stryker Manus. Really odd choice for them. They gave us the MPM03 and the MPM04 done with an amazing colour scheme, and then they give us this. Now we do get lots of accessories with this piece. Basically we get all of the accessories you would get with the Stryker Noir, including like the swords, for example. We get the gun. The gun's actually probably the weakest part of this entire set, namely for the fact that you have to really pull this out and beyond to get this flipped up, which is I think that's kind of a design flaw, and you can't push it all the way in. That's as far as it pushes in as well, which is a shame. We get the shoulder rocket piece, which we put on Megatron, if you have Megatron, which allows him to hold that in his hand, and he can kind of mount his fusion cannon on the side there. We get all of these wonderful accessories, and they're all done in a color scheme to match his axe. So they've recolored them. It's something they didn't need to do, but it's very welcome. And they do all come on a sprue kit, and I had to take everything off. I haven't cleaned up some of the sprue parts yet. Just add a little bit of heat to these. It generally clears them up quite well with a little bit of wet and dry sandpaper. That will get that off there nicely. But he looks really good. It's a fantastic figure, but why? Why such a strange choice? I know if they do the Noir version, I know a lot of people will go out and buy that, and I'm assuming they may do the kind of Thunder version. Is that the one with the power suit? I'm assuming they'll probably do that as well. But why is it always Maketoys that gets knocked off? Why never Fans Toys? Something that bugged me quite a bit about this was in the promo shots, they had him towering over MP10, but it wasn't MP10, it was the Kubenbau MP10V, the Voyager scale one. Exactly the same thing that Fans Toys did in their Hot Rod promo, when they had him alongside the likes of Cup and RC, and then they had him alongside Prime, but he was then the same size as Prime, which is, they're not saying that that's the MP10, it's just implied. I think that's a bit naughty. Somebody will see that image, say, oh great, it transforms up to that size, but no it doesn't. You get so much on him. It's absolutely crazy. You've got this huge double sword. These can actually pop up and fix onto here. They tab in and become blades for his arms. Everything holds together well. It's just some slight design differences. For example, the eyes are different shade, I believe. We have some different paint applications on these arms. Again, they're a different color. It's little tiny things like that. I believe some of the swirls on the back here, some of the ports around the legs, so they all have a slightly different design. I mean, you don't want to copy something, do you? We can take the likes of the sword gun off. We have these blasters which can split into two. Any of the guns can slide into these back panels. It's a very nice idea. I think Maketoys have a very good thing going on with their cross dimensions. It's a really nice idea. I believed this was a double jointed elbow, something that it always should have been, but unfortunately they have kept it as a single jointed elbow. Would really have liked that as a double joint. And I love this laser sword or lightsaber as well. We can switch out these on the arms. You can either mount these axes in his hand, or they can mount on this section. You can also untab these guns, and these can be mounted on there like so. I think that looks better on the Noir than it does on their prime. There's just something not quite right about having those on there, but I love this gun. This gun is absolutely awesome. If I remove these weapons, if this is your first time seeing the Stryker Manus figure, you are in for a treat. Maketoys done a great job designing this little guy. Yeah, he's something different. Yes, it's blatantly based on Prime, but it's their own idea, it's their own interpretation. I think that's something it's definitely got going for it. We can move the head up and down, we can go left and we can go right, we can tilt side to side, the shoulders, tab into the chest. I don't like that tab there, it does tend to come out. It can rotate around on a ball joint there, we can come up this far to the side. Again though, it just wants to untab from this joint. There's an upper bicep rotation, we get a single jointed bend on the elbow. You really could have nailed it if they'd allowed for this arm just to slide up a fraction more and make use of that double jointed elbow. We get a rotation on the wrist, the fingers are pinned into position, we get that lovely abdominal crunch there. Look at that, that's a crazy pose. That can slide up and down. We get this upper torso movement as well, we get waist rotation there, we get hip skirts to the front and these sections to the side. The legs can come all the way forwards, all the way back, out to the side, upper thigh rotation, nice bend on that knee. These sections here slide in and out of the legs, allowing for the pistols to be stored and the feet to rock as well as turn, and we get a really nice ankle pivot there as well. I mean, poseability is just insane. You've got this really nice butterfly joint on the shoulders as well, which allows it to come really far forward. You got the trigger fingers, you got those pinned hands. Everything just adds to the poseability and how darn good he looks. Now, unfortunately, I think he still suffers from the flaws that the Maketoys version does. I've got him posed here. He can balance. It's a bit of a mission, but he can. The downside being is that the high kick just isn't very good. These thighs just aren't tight enough. It should have been a ratchet joint in there really, as opposed to a friction joint. But the poseability is absolutely insane, and it's a fun toy. It's a great value for money toy, but I just don't know if the demand is out there for him. I mean, most people already have him if they wanted him. I mean, if you don't have him, then yes, I highly recommend it. It's a really fun figure. But if you've already got it, then I really don't see the point. You're better off just seeing if you can get some of the accessories from the set. Now, to give you an idea of his scale, here he is alongside the LT-01 and the LT-02. And we also have him alongside the Studio Series Optimus Prime. As you can see, he's a good Voyager scale figure. Personally wouldn't put him in with my Masterpiece collection or anything like that. I think he's definitely more of a Generations inspired figure, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The Generations line was a really good line, especially with the likes of Springer, and I think he really does look the part. It's just, don't know if the demand is out there for him. To get Prime transformed up into his vehicle mode, you want to remove the weapons, and unfortunately we need to remove these clips as well. The clips actually have two options. You can have them up high like so, or using the other tab we can have them down low like so, which is pretty handy if you want to have like the pistols etc in there, but unfortunately they do have to come off for the transformation. These are more of an afterthought, I think, than anything else. So take those off. I've got to take his axe smokestacks off as well. Now he's feeling somewhat naked. Remove the guns. Open up these feet. They come all the way out like so. The gas tanks on the side roll outwards. Applying pressure to the knee. You want to just pop this joint out and it's going to collapse down. Push on the thighs, allowing for this piece to slide all the way across, and the leg can then compress down. They can then join together, tabbing in. The feet then tab together as well. Like so. And this heel spur here is going to rock around and tab in on both sides, like so, locking that into position, and this just comes over, just covering off that foot section. Bring this hip skirt all the way down, bring these gas tanks all the way up and down, rotate the waist around like so. The fists, like most masterpiece style fists, just fold inwards, bring this section down, then allows us to move these wheels and the front fender sections to the front there, bring the torso up, rotate that around. This then folds downwards using that abdominal crunch and tucks away in there nicely. We can then bring all of this section down. The head can come up and flip over. We can just bring this arm around. I'm just going to slide and tuck in to the back section there. The arm will then come down, untabbed from the top here, and this piece here is going to slide out and rotate around like so, and that's just going to come up, and that's going to tab in to the side of that windshield section. And then when I untab these arm pieces, lock those in, and this whole piece is going to flip around. That's then going to tab in to the crotch piece, like so, and then these sections just push and tab in on here. Allows us to bring the gas tanks either side, like so, and then we can bring these hoisted sections up, and there is a tab just here which tabs into this slot there, and there's a tab just here which tabs into the back of the gas tank. Just push that in, and I believe that is our prime all transformed up. Love the chest on that. It's a really nice kind of Cybertronian style. I like how it looks. It's not for everybody, but they've done a pretty good job, I think. And here we have fully transformed up into his vehicle mode. I think that's right. I didn't get any instructions with this, so I'm kind of going off what I can remember from the previous version. I really like how it looks. They've done an excellent job. That's Maketoys. We can just pop these pieces in if you see fit. I've mounted the axes on the back there to look a little bit like smokestacks. It's a good piece. I like what they've done. I just I keep saying it, but I'm not sure there's the demand out there for it. I have a gun on top. There's nowhere for that actually to tab in, but there you go. There are probably various different options we can do with this in vehicle mode. It's a good vehicle mode. If you're going to have this figure, I assume you're getting it for his robot mode because it's stunning. Scale wise, he's kind of smaller than the leader, but the Ratchet figure is kind of a leader to Voyager, so that's a good scale. He definitely comes up around the same sort of size as the original Classics Prime, albeit he's got more of a kind of a Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron, War Within, that sort of vibe about him. And here he is alongside MP10, and of course the new Cyberverse Optimus Prime. What are your thoughts? Why is it always the same third-party companies that get knocked off? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I've included a link for TF Direct where this will be available soon. It's still at the pre-production stage, but it is basically there. I can't imagine they're going to change any of the tolerances or anything now. It is more or less ready to ship. Once again, you do get an awful lot for your money with this product, but if you already have it, I really don't see the demand to get another one. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, from myself and the LT-03 KO Stryker Manus. Goodbye.